post-Mauryan period is actually the golden age of Sanskrit, wherein the Indo-Greeks, the Kushan, and even the Shakas had adopted Sanskrit as a political language. This is something that they had done to assimilate themselves in a foreign land wherein they were not the original inhabitants. Okay, Sanskrit language, students, transcends beyond the traditional literature. It is even reflected on the coins and in the inscriptions. संस्कृत की इंस्क्रिप्शन बनती हैं, ठीक है. एग्जाम्पल रुद्रमन का, ये भी लिख लो, साइड में एक बॉक्स बना के कंटेंट लिख लो. ऑल्टरनेट वे टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. Alternate way to answer this question. Here, if you do it like this, then lesser focus on Brahman, Aranyak, Upanishad, okay, and more on the development of Sanskrit literature. There is a ratio. These are, according to me, these are open-ended questions. I can sway my answer in any direction as long as it is having a meaning at the end of it. Okay. So another way, आप side में एक box बना के लिख लेंगे. Usage of Sanskrit language in coins and inscriptions. Usage of Sanskrit language in coins and inscriptions. Coins करके लिखेंगे. Coins में example है Indo-Greek plus Kushan coins. Indo-Greek, Kushan and Gupta. Important coins. Indo-Greek, Kushan and Gupta. Inscription Junagadh Prashasti of Rudra Daman. Junagadh Prashasti of Rudra Daman. One more point with respect to the development of Sanskrit language. It was the official language of Guptas. माने एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव डॉक्यूमेंट संस्कृत में बनते थे. समझ में आ गया? ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ द गुप्तास. मौर्यास की क्या थी? प्राकृत. तुमको कैसे पता? इंस्क्रिप्शंस आर क्रिएटेड इन प्राकृत लैंग्वेज, इसलिए पता है. ओके, ऑल राइट. कंक्लूजन. The above examples indicate that extensive religious literature has been produced in Sanskrit, full stop. With the passage of time, Sanskrit was also used in coins, inscriptions, and in creating administrative data. Full stop. Hence, the ancient Indian period, especially from the Vedic culture, can be seen as a flourishing period for Sanskrit, barring B-A-R-R-I-N-G, barring few gaps. ये मैंने क्यों लिखवाया आपको? आप इसके आगे एक ब्रैकेट खोलेंगे, ये एक पर्सपेक्टिव भी आपको दे देगा. बारिंग फ्यू गैप्स, एग्जाम्पल मौर्यास. बारिंग फ्यू गैप्स, फुल स्टॉप, एग्जाम्पल मौर्यास. समझ में आई ये बात? क्या समझ में आया? मौर्यास के टाइम में संस्कृत में ब्रेक आ गया था. ये वाला ब्रेक आपके सेकेंड अर्बनाइजेशन में भी है, लेकिन सेकंड अर्बनाइजेशन के टाइम थोड़ी सेकुलर लिटरेचर बनी है इन द नेम ऑफ धर्मशास्त्र, गृह सूत्र, ये सब एनसीईआरटी में लिखा है. मौर्यन पीरियड के अंदर प्राकृत के ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस किया गया था. मोर ओवर स्टूडेंट्स, इन द मौर्यन पीरियड द प्राइमरी फेथ of the centralized empire was Buddhism, and Buddhism students never really utilized Sanskrit at that point of time. They will only absorb Sanskrit from 1st century AD onwards, when Kushan will start patronizing the Mahayana form of Buddhism. Keeping that in mind, I have given you multiple aspects with respect to the Sanskrit literature. I would like you to do one thing. Go back to home, apply these concepts on the Persian literary question, and let's see how many facets can you write about the same. Okay. Whatever I have told you with respect to Sanskrit, considering themes, the advantage of its being geographically extensive, various corpus, and also students, if you would have carefully seen, even if you don't know anything, it is just that it's Shruti literature, Brahman, Aranyak, Upanishad, yet you can write an answer. You don't have to write कि पहले मंडल, दूसरे मंडल, तीसरे मंडल में क्या लिखा है. It's a generalist question. Okay, the examples, the names of Brahman Aranyak Upanishad are itself enough.